Hey guys, what's going on? The 143 RC market has been going crazy. If you think about D Nano from Kyosho brought the 143 RC out like 10 or 15 years ago, and it took off for a little bit and then died away for a long time, and now it's come back over the last few years. D Nano is hot, but who has $300 to $500 to spend on like a little 143 race car? Jiabaile reignited the market, and it's been a great platform, runs really good, but a lot of entrants haven't come into the market, and I've kind of started reviewing just about every new 143 RC. We got another one. So this is a metal body car. It comes in two flavors. It's the one you see here, the 911. I've got a lot of 911s, so I chose to get the GTR. So I think I got the gray one like this, the Nissan GTR. So let's open it up, take a look at it, slide it around the floor a little bit, and see what happens. We'll see in a minute. All right, let's take a look at it. This is a true unboxing. Most of the time, I just cannot wait to get the little toy opened up, and I open it and I play with it, and then I have an idea about it before I do the review. But we're gonna do a real live unboxing here, and let's just see. First of all, I really like kind of the way they box this up with the pictures. It looks really nice. It's almost like, feels like Apple. Let's see kind of some of the features. It's got tail drift, whatever that means, lights, full proportional, multi-directional, springs on all four bearings, which is really nice to have in this scale. 300 milliamp battery is kind of big for the scale, which is good. Charger 2.4, I don't know what EPS system. I think that's like drift control, and it looks like it's got switchable tires. Let's see what that looks like. Let's just look at the car first. Oh, it's big. Oh, that's cool. This is kind of big. I might have to go grab one of the other Jiabaile cars, but it feels more like a 136, and it's wide. I really like the way that looks, but it feels big. It's I would say the stance is a little off. Look how much wheel gap there is. It's got the rubber tires on it, which seem very soft, like really nice rubber tires. They're glued on, it looks like. And they're all four can be removable via screws. So that's good. So I have to figure out a way to kind of lower this, because that looks better lowered like that. That looks just too tall. Here, let me put it on top of the box so that you see the stance. I'm all about stance. I want it to look nice from a stance perspective. So let's kind of put this straight forward and let you take a look at the stance. You see how that kind of just sits tall? I'm not a fan of that. Jiabaile did a really good job of like making sure this stuff is like low. And the suspension, it's got suspension on all four, but it's not that like, it's stiff. And let me bring another four-wheel drive car and show you to compare before we do some further analysis. But right now I'm feeling the suspension, not a lot of travel, and it's stiff. I'm gonna bring a couple of cars to compare, sorry. All right, let's take a look at it next to some of the other cars. It is big like the Jiabaile Porsche. And if you look at, this is the high boxing HBX Lambo. Then this is the original Jiabaile, but I painted it blue. This usually comes in silver. And then this is the Enos. This is the one with the full suspension all around and the metal chassis. This has the best chassis and suspension, but the electronics suck on the Enos. This one's actually been completely converted to external ESC, whatever. So let's put it next to kind of the smaller cars, and you can see that it is it is bigger and much heavier, obviously, because it's die cast. These are all plastic and very light. I wonder if that'll help it drift. But the thing I wanted to show you as we compare suspensions, you know, the Jiabaile has, you know, decent front suspension, and it's a solid rear. It has no suspension, but I added some sponge in the back, and these are still the best driving cars to me. The best race and very good drift. This is Jiabaile as well. Enos came out next, and Enos I think has some of the best suspension. It sits nice and low. It looks really cool, and it has some droop. So when you lift the car up, you see how it kind of droops, and there's still some travel. That's a properly set up suspension, and so that's really good there. One of the better also suspension setups is the Hstar. It's got the most travel. It's set up real nice. Look at how it tucks real nice. Look at how much travel this suspension has. This car doesn't come with rubber tires. It only comes with hard tires and a gyro. This is arguably the best drifter out of all of them. It's really nice drifter. Now we look at this, and so like as I apply the same pressure, look at this, it's much stiffer suspension. And I don't like the fact that I'm not in love with like how much wheel gap there is. It doesn't look like a true sports car. Like, look how low that is, and like the fender gap is proportional. Like, look at the Enos. It's really nice. Actually, it's a little low in the back. It could probably stand to be lifted in the back. But yeah, first impression, it's a little wonky in terms of size. So let's take a quick closer look at the body. It's a really nice body. It's a little wide. Let's see if it cuts on. I haven't charged it, so maybe it'll turn on. Okay, it's got these flashing lights on the bottom, which I'm not a fan of. The front lights look cool. And real lights, only one of the lights blinks, not both. And these exhausts need to be painted. It's got a nice diffuser. Maybe it'll run good and drift nice and make up for the fact that, you know, the stance isn't right. But right now, it seems like there's a lot of drag in the. Here, I'll make this a little bigger. There's a lot of drag in the drivetrain compared to something like this. Look, this has rubber tires, and like seems stiff. Look, this has plastic tires, and you can see it kind of moving with very little grip. The Jiabaile has the smoothest. Look at that. There's almost no drivetrain friction. This is probably why this is still one of the best 143s out there. Everybody's trying, but Jiabaile is the leader. If Jiabaile puts suspension on all four and maybe a differential in the rear, that's it. They'll have a lock on the market. Jiabaile, if you're listening, you know, and this is the original Jiabaile. It's not as smooth as the version 2, which is like super smooth. And you can even hear it. Let me let you hear it. Start with this. You can hear the gears. Let me turn it off in case there's some drag. Okay, listen to how smooth this is. Listen to the Enos. Listen to the HBX. So I would say if I'm to rank them from smoothest drivetrain to stickiest drivetrain, I would rate them like this. Smoothest over here, V2, then V1 Jiabaile, then Enos. Pretty smooth, but still some graininess compared to this. Then this is also not, it's about equal to the Enos, and this is by far the most drivetrain stickiness. But let's turn it on and put the drift wheels on and do some drifting. Maybe we'll drive around here on the hardwood floor with the rubber tires first, and then we'll do some drifting. All right, we're back. The car is fired up, and we're gonna compare it to a Jiabaile just so you can see. Right now, it's got the rubber tires on, which are very, very soft, but I think they pick up a lot of dirt because they're so soft. So let's just show you it running around a little bit on the hardwood floor, and then we'll also run the Jiabaile so that you can see both running. So here's the remote. The gyro adjustment is a knob, which is great. It's got steering trim, but no steering dual rate, which is kind of a problem. It's got the lights flashing off and on. I'm not a fan of the underglow lights, but I think some people like that sort of thing. Yeah, very simple, cheap remote, but I do like the feel of the Jiabaile remote better, to be honest with you. But let's do a quick drive. So right now we're gonna do, I think this is the low speed. Oh no, I think that's the high speed. You see a little bit of gyro wobble. I'm gonna turn the gyro down a little bit. It's a good speed, but it's not like crazy fast like the Jiabaile. Okay. This is the slow speed. See it now starting to like lose traction. Here's the problem. Because the tires are not treaded and they're super soft, let me turn it off. Let me see if you can zoom in. You see how much dirt it's picked up on the tire? It's got a lot of dirt. You can see it here. That problem doesn't really happen as much with the Jiabaile because it's got like a tread. It picks up dirt, but not to the same degree. So this actually may be better on a very clean surface or whatever, but let me just keep driving. Okay, now we're going on high. Good speed, but I don't... See, when you let go, it's got a ton of drag brake. Fast, let go, ton of drag brake. That's gonna affect you when you're drifting. Let me show you as an example how this compares to like the gold standard, which is the Jiabaile. This has got a little bit of gyro turned on, and I'm not running it at full speed. Let's do even the medium speed. Look at how much quicker this is. That's medium speed. Now let's turn it up to high speed. And so when I let go of the gas, see when I let go of the gas, the car just keeps rolling. That's what you want. So the Jiabaile is a much better racer than this car. Let's get some drift tires on it and see how it does compared to a Jiabaile drift car. As I'm switching out from the rubber tires, which are the silver ones that have like really grippy tire, I wanted to show you guys that it does, as advertised, have bearings. But the problem is more in the drivetrain is so tight that it doesn't matter if it has bearings or not. I do like the fact that it has basically hexes on the wheels, so you can probably create a different wheel for it if you wanted. And if you can see closely here, even if you pushed this whole suspension up, the lights and stuff inside here are kind of in the way. It's kind of hard to see. Anyway, I'm going to put this on real quick. Of course I lost it. All right, let's try this again. All right, the wheel is on. I think the wheels look cool, but I think they probably look cooler on like a Mustang or something. They just don't really fit this car or the Porsche, which is kind of unfortunate. Just the style of the wheel, just like, I don't know. I don't feel like it fits. I'll be back when all this is on and we can do a quick drift test drive, which I think this thing will drift better because of the gyro and because of the weight. But that is just stiff. Too stiff and not enough movement, to be honest with you. All right, we'll be back. All right, let's give it a shot. Drift wheels are on. Gyro set at like 40 or 50. This is a version 1 Jiabaile with an aftermarket DAS Micro set about like maybe 40. Just kind of for comparative analysis, I want you guys to see both side by side. But let's start with this. My first impression, let's just drive. I got the gyro set at like 40%. Gyro's nice, got good control. Actually, I think it's a pretty good drifter. It doesn't like to switch directions. I think that's the gyro fighting you. And then there's no roll. So like when you let off the gas, it just wants to have drag brake, which I really don't like the drag brake for racing or drifting. I'll tell you this, it's a much nicer drifter than it is a racer. So if you only buy this to kind of do all-wheel drive drifting, fine. For me, I just don't like the stance. I don't like the way the wheels just sit too high. Let me just kind of do some like more sliding. Just like kind of just go down and slide around. I think it carries too much momentum with the weight of the body. It just keeps wanting to slide. There's not enough grip. Change of direction just doesn't like, it just does not want to change. Let me turn the gyro down a little bit. Maybe that'll change direction better. No. All right, I think it's a good drifter, not amazing. Let's see what the Jiabaile does. Turn the remote on and off. I like to slide with the Jiabailes on. With the Jiabailes, I like to slide on the yellow. First impression, I've scuffed these tires so much that they have too much grip. So you got to be careful of that. This is definitely sliding a lot smoother and better because of the weight than the Jiabaile on a surface like this. So And I may need to turn the gyro down on Jiabaile. It's just not easy. I have to take the body off. Yeah, I'm getting better. My vote is you buy both. You should own every single one of these, but I think the Jiabaile is just better all around. Better race, better, not as good a drifter, but it's good enough. Especially the V2 is gonna drift better than the V1, than this one, because you can adjust the gyro as you need it. Let's try to do this other one last time. It definitely is smoother because it's heavier and the wheels seem to have less grip. The other thing I really like about these is it's got rounded wheels. You see how they're rounded? They're better for drifting than the flat wheels. So if the car is leaning, the round wheel has always got like a very similar contact patch versus a flat tire. If the car starts to lean, it hits a different contact patch and the grip and drifting characteristic changes. So this is definitely better for like a beginner. Let me turn the gyro back up to 50. That was the sweet spot. There you have it, folks. I think it's a beautiful body in conclusion. It is a nice drifter, terrible racer. I really don't like the wheel gap. Like this is the wheel gap here. Look at how much better a Jiabaile has like really nice wheel gap, especially when you put the car down. For me, it kind of goes like that. Yeah, it's a cool car. I may buy the Porsche just for the body. It really has a nice body. I may try to fit this body onto a Jiabaile. That would be the ticket. Anyway, that's it. That's the full review on this car.